at the end of 2024, Christian excusologist Cameron Bertuzzi from the Capturing Christianity channel gave us a stunning revelation that literally rocked the entire foundations of the theological and philosophical establishments. Both theist and atheist alike were left speechless by the unprecedented epiphany surrendered to and later published by Cameron on his channel. It was a literal quantum leap forward in terms of dialogue between believers and non-believers. What was this monumental announcement, this epiphany? Let's hear it right from Cameron's mouth.
What's up, everyone? Cam here. In this video, I'm telling you the story of how after 10 years of study, I no longer take atheism seriously.
I know, right? You're as stunned as I am. I really thought that with all those demon possession and exorcise videos featuring Catholic priests and therapists who had no actual evidence of either demon possession or repossession, I thought those 10 years of study would have made Cameron more open to the idea that the folks he had on his channel pushing such nonsense were completely full of shit. I guess cluelessness is truly clueless. I don't take atheism seriously either, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a satirist who takes almost nothing seriously, though that is partially true. I'm saying that because Cameron seems to prefer the Gnostic version of atheism. Although that's not exactly clear to me, and I'm not even sure it's exactly clear to him. But since that seems to be the preferred nomenclature in the philosophical literature, or I should say philosophical literature, I suspect that's where he's at. Take a listen.
Philosophically, atheism is the view that there are no gods. It's very simple. There's no creator, there's no designer of the universe. We weren't created for some purpose by somebody. Theism, on the other hand, is the view that at least one God exists. So atheism has no gods and theism has at least one God.
If that's a positive claim that no gods exist or can exist, I don't take that claim seriously either. It presumes a knowledge of things to which we're simply not privy. How could I possibly ever demonstrate that no God or gods exist? Even if I pulled the pillows off of every couch in the world, God could still be hiding under a table or, I don't know, between the cushions of my son-in-law's Barca-lounger. Somehow, right? I mean, he is a magical being. Let me tell you something. If an all-powerful or even super-powerful God wants to remain hidden, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. No one is. But the opposite positive claim is equally stupid. To say that one knows that there is a God or gods, like I used to do back when I was a Mormon. Of course, Cameron was somewhat careful in his wording, saying that it's the view rather than a belief or a claim to knowledge. Perhaps that's because in his 10 years of wasted study, he's learned what I learned 30 years ago, that we are currently without any way whatsoever to actually know anything about God, his existence, his will, or his character. Indeed, we know today, after thousands of years, exactly no more than the shepherds in the field who came up with this nonsense in the first place. There's nothing we can demonstrate reliably, predictably, or repeatedly about God, which is why I don't take theism seriously, instead calling myself an apatheist. Even if God exists, I don't care, because without any way to reliably know anything about God, his existence, his will, his character, he is absolutely irrelevant to our lives. All we have is people making claims about God's existence, will, and character. And apparently, God, if he does exist, isn't interested in clarifying things in any way that makes anything evident to anyone without a vested interest or a collection plate. Given that, the only reasonable positions aside from apatheism are pure agnosticism, agnostic theism, or agnostic atheism. But here's my favorite part of Cameron's video. After talking about how our view of God can simply be revised like philosopher Philip Goff has done, removing God's omnipotence to combat the problem of evil, Cam says this.
All right, now just so I'm not misunderstood, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that Christians should think that God is limited in power. I'm not saying that we have to make this move, okay? What I'm saying is that the atheist's best argument doesn't come close to establishing atheism. Not even close. So even if we grant the atheist's strongest argument, it does not support atheism. The most it would do, again, hypothetically, is cause us to revise our view of God. That's it. And this is a huge reason why I no longer take atheism seriously.
Years ago, Carl Sagan, in his book, The Demon-Haunted World, wrote about the dragon in my garage. The story of someone claiming to have a fire-breathing dragon living in their garage. Catchy title, right? It's so descriptive. When someone else looks into the garage, there's nothing in there. Oh, well, it's an invisible dragon, you see. So let's put some flour on the floor to see its footprints. Oh, well, it floats in the air, of course, right? All right, let's use an infrared sensor to see its heat signature. Oh, it's heatless, totally heatless. And so on. At the end of last year, we had the final experiment, where a bunch of flat earthers were flown to Antarctica to experience the 24-hour sun. According to some of the biggest flat earth proponents, the 24-hour sun is not possible based on their flat earth models. But flat earthers experienced it and admitted they were wrong, at least about their model. For many, it's now back to the drawing board to come up with another model that incorporates the 24-hour sun into another flat earth model, rather than just accepting the global model. So Cameron, after a decade of study, just like the person with the dragon in their garage and the flat earthers in Antarctica, has learned that the God proposition is unfalsifiable. That no matter what argument or evidence one presents, the concept of God can be endlessly retooled and retrofitted to avoid both detection and disconfirmation. Yes, Cameron, you're God, so long as you're willing to revise what God is to combat any challenge or data cannot be falsified. The fact that you see this as a plus suggests those 10 years have been entirely wasted. As for me, I remain open to any and all demonstrations of the supernatural. Having demonstrable, repeatable, predictable evidence of God's existence, will, and character would do it for me. But until then, I see no reason to take theism seriously, even if God exists. Oh, and Christianity is a crime against humanity. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.